the Tower of London nestling in the trees, HMS Belfast floating on the river. It's now a museum. You can go on there, you can even sleep on there if you're a little kid, you can do a sleepover. And you can see the sort of extent of the skyscrapers. Your first view of St. Paul's on the left, the dome, and we'll see that a little bit closer up. But I told you all about the Great Fire of London and how it devastated the city. Well, you're going to see our monument to the Great Fire of London. It's on the right-hand side as we clear this junction. Just in a moment, it was the tallest freestanding pillar in the world, and you can still climb it for £3. On the right-hand side, starting from now, this huge column with a burning torch on the top to commemorate the damage done to the city. What happened was the King's baker, the man who made the King's bread, didn't cover his fire on September the 1st, 1666. And the fire spread. The mayor of London was woken up, went to see it. He was very, very rude. He said, oh, it's such a small fire, a woman could do her business on it and put it out. He obviously wasn't a very good fireman, because the fire then continued to spread, because all of the houses were built out of wood and thatch, and the whole place was devastated. When they built the monument, they wanted to put the king at the time, King Charles II, on the top of the monument. And he said, I don't want to be up there. I didn't start the fire. People in 300 years will think I'm an arsonist. So instead we have a burning brazier. But the one thing that came out of the Great Fire of London that was fantastic was it gave our greatest architectural genius the most amazing opportunity. So Christopher Wren, and you'll see his work later on at St. Paul's, was able to rebuild St. Paul's Cathedral, but also 57 churches in the City of London. He got an unparalleled opportunity to rebuild all these churches and really experiment with all of his styles. And if one man has left his mark on the City of London, it's Sir Christopher Wren. He was an absolute genius. He never trained as an architect. He was a professor of astronomy and mathematics at Oxford at 23 years old. But he is buried underneath the dome of his masterpiece, St. Paul's Cathedral, that we will see in just a little while. Now we're coming up to a really important junction here. We're coming up to Bank Junction, and there are 3 buildings that I'm going to try and point out to you. And occasionally we kind of have to pretend that we're at a tennis match and look right, left very quickly, because the first building you're going to see immediately, almost in front of us, is a building that kind of looks like a castle. It's got a big high wall, no windows in the main wall. And the reason it looks like a fortress is because it kind of is. It's the Bank of England. It's where our gold reserves are held. But it's also where a lot of your public money is held. We hold gold bullion for every major country in the world. Because what that means is when, for instance, say France owes Egypt money, instead of sending armoured cars and soldiers with guns from France to Egypt with loads of lorries full of gold and the risk of someone taking the gold, our guys in the Bank of England go into the cellar, take a trolley, put some French gold on a trolley, push it into the Egyptian section, and then the change is made. The police